Look, we all say we want to read more books in the new year, and then suddenly it's December and we've only read like 3. 2025 is our year, okay? We are actually going to read more books. So let's talk about some easy, no pressure ways to actually read more books in 2025 without it feeling like a chore. Coming from someone who read 75 books last year. Hey, what's up? My name is Bridget. I make bookish content here on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But let's get right into the tips. Number 1 is to romanticize your reading time. Do what you gotta do to make it aesthetic. Cozy blankets, candles, a reading spot, cute bookmarks. Set up a cozy reading nook somewhere in your house. Even if it's just the corner of your couch, have it be a dedicated reading spot so that way when you sit down, you know you'll be reading your book. You could also create like a dedicated reading drink. So whether that's tea or coffee or wine or a cocktail if you so please, then having that drink will also make you look forward to reading because you get the drink that you want to drink. Number 2 is stop trying to read what you think you should read. The biggest thing here is to DNF books that you're not that into. It's so easy to get yourself into a reading slump when you are forcing yourself to read a book that you don't actually like. So be okay with DNFing a book. Read books that actually excite you. If you're not excited to sit down and read, and if you're not thinking about the story when you're not reading, it's probably not the best book for you. So pick something else. Number 3 might be a little controversial, but audiobooks count. And they are game changer. I love listening to an audiobook while I'm driving, while I'm doing the dishes, while I'm cooking dinner, while I'm doing laundry, while I'm cleaning the house. I love just constantly having an audiobook that I'm in the middle of. So as soon as I finish one, I just start another. Also, check out graphic audiobooks. These aren't typically fully cast. Maybe there's a couple voice actors, but what really sells it for me is there's like sound effects and music and all of that into it too. It truly is like you're watching a movie, but just like listening to it. It's so good. Highly, highly recommend. I also just want to say, just because everyone else is listening to audiobooks on 2 times speed does not mean that you have to. I personally read them on 1 time speed or listen to them on 1 time speed. I'm not trying to rush, and I'd rather hear all the tone inflections and everything. So it's okay to read it on 1 time speed. Number 4 might seem silly, but always have a book with you. If you're not a Kindle person, I highly recommend. That is another huge tip, is just reading on a Kindle. It makes you read so much faster, and it just encourages you to read more. So I definitely recommend Kindles, but keep your Kindle or your e-reader with you. If you're just using the Kindle app on your phone, make sure you always have a book downloaded. So that way, if you find yourself just waiting, whether you're in a waiting room or you're in line somewhere, for whatever reason you end up having to wait, whip out your phone and you're reading right there. Also, like book cover cases, things are so cute, and so many cute ones are being made on like Etsy. Highly recommend those. It just put a paperback or whatever physical book you're reading in one of the book covers and take it with you wherever you go. Shove it in your purse, your backpack, your bag, whatever. Bring it with you. Read it while you're waiting at the coffee shop to get your food or your drink. A really good way to read more is a book club. Join a book club. Start a book club. Find people who are maybe in the same reading zone as you. I don't know if zone is the right word, but maybe find people that aren't reading a lot if that's who you are, or find people who want to get into fantasy if that's who you are. Just find people with similar reading vibes and create a book club. You also don't have to do it every single month. You could do like every other month. You could switch who is picking the books. You could vote on the books every month. There are so many fun ways to do it to encourage you to read more. And then obviously book club meeting is always so fun. You could do it themed and bring themed food and drinks. You could do it not themed and just have everyone potluck style. Or you could go out to a coffee shop and have your meetings at a coffee shop or at dinner or wherever you want. But having other people in the book club with you will help hold you accountable to read more books. Also, buddy reading is so much fun. I love buddy reading. So this is like basically mini book club where you pick one friend, one person, whoever you want to buddy read with. And it's just you two deciding you're going to read the book together. And maybe you do a buddy read on an app or in some more formal way. But at the end of the day, it's just deciding when you're going to finish the book by and then having a FaceTime call or going out to coffee, meeting them in person and discussing the book. No, literally, it's so much fun. Back to the more logistics of reading more books. Create a low stress routine. Even if it's just reading for 10 minutes every morning while you drink your coffee instead of scrolling, or giving yourself 15 minutes before bed, turn your phone off, set your alarm, and give yourself 15 minutes to read every night before bed, you're already reading 15 more minutes every day than you were before. Also, a lot of times I've sat down and been like, okay, I'm only going to read for 10 minutes, and then I read for 10 minutes and I can't put the book down, and all of a sudden I've read 100 pages. And I'm like, how did that happen? So if you can get yourself to just sit down to read for 10 minutes, I promise you'll read so much more. Okay, y'all, my 7th and last tip. It's not what you want to hear. I know that, but I think that this is the biggest tip of all. This has definitely changed the amount that I have read since I've implemented this. It's setting a screen time limit, even if you ignore it sometimes. But having that limit on your phone where it pops up and tells you, hey, you've already been on TikTok for 30 minutes today, you should probably cool your jets. Just having that reminder of how much time you're spending. And then, of course, I obviously will click the button that says, oh, give me 15 more minutes. And so I'll click it, and 15 minutes will go by so fast because I'm scrolling. And then I'm like, holy cow, it's been 45 minutes now. That's crazy. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I need to cool it. Again, there is no shame in falling for the constant scrolling on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. But setting up a time limit for apps like those can serve as a gentle reminder that you could be spending your time reading instead. You don't have to stick to it perfectly, like I said. Just seeing that you've hit your limit pop up might remind you that, I could have read instead. But at the very least, even if you end up cutting out just like 15 minutes of scrolling every day, think of how many books you could read in a year. Okay, y'all, those are all my tips. I do want you to remember that reading isn't all about hitting some magical number and then all of a sudden you're a reader. If you read 1 book, if you read 3, if you read 5, you, my dear, are a reader. What I think is really important here with the whole reading thing is that you are finding books that you enjoy. If you are spending time reading and you are not enjoying your time, then you need to find a new book. So let me know in the comments below if you are setting a reading goal for this year. What is it? Mine is 60. I'm not trying to put so much pressure on myself. I know I read 75 last year, but I might not be that girl again. So I'm at 60. And if you end up putting a time limit on your apps, definitely let me know and we can hold each other accountable. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something. And I hope you read so many books this year, or as many books as you want and can. I truly love reading, and if you are struggling with reading, I wish nothing more that you find a love and passion for reading like I do, because it has brought so much joy and is so fun, and I want that for you, you know? That's it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I have my Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, everything linked down below. I also have my Patreon linked down below if you want to support the channel. I do post all of my videos early over there. Well, most of my videos early over there. So you will get early access if you subscribe. I think that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.